how do you rank, just regardless of matchup, 2 through 7 in the West? If you had to like pick, you're if we did a draft, I think we agree like Memphis is probably 8. Who's 2 through 7? Because I actually have no idea, and maybe this will inform who my horse to ride is. If we disagree, I don't. I don't.
Interesting,
really
Raheem. I'll let you take this one first because I have a thought.
I think the Warriors are the second best team in the West.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Totally agree, Raheem. I'm lockstep with you on this. I didn't know if you were going to say Lakers on me, but I'm right there with you with Golden State. Dude, their defense has just changed the calculus. And Butler.
I'll put it this way. The Warriors are 21-3 with Curry and Jimmy Butler in the line. That says it all. Now, I think the third best team in the West, that gets kind of complicated because it's just, I think so much of this depends on matchups. And I think once the matchups come up, you'll be able to kind of figure things out. I'm kind of a big Minnesota guy.
I am
Minnesota,
too, man. I am too.
Yeah.
But here's the problem, Raheem. We need them to avoid Oklahoma City in that first round. So we can't have Minnesota fooling around here, ending up in the play-in, let's say losing the play-in, and then, all right, they get in, they're going to make the playoffs. I'd be stunned if they don't. But we don't want Minnesota playing OKC in that first round. We don't want that.
Yeah, your plus 154 is cooked if you get OKC in round 1.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I actually think they match up very well with OKC. I think that would not be an easy sketch.
Not an easy, no, but but let's put it this way.
Yeah, but I understand. Yeah, you don't want to match up.
For the sake of the bet that I'm making, because I am going to take Minnesota to advance in the first round, if they drop series prices on OKC and Minnesota, you and the bundle both know I'm not getting plus 154. It's going to be a lot higher than that.
Exactly. So honestly, I wouldn't recommend making any of these plays until the matchups come in. Just based on the Western Conference, because this is not going to be decided until Sunday night. So
all right. So Minnesota's 3.
I'm not necessarily saying I'm putting Minnesota 3. I'm just saying I like Minnesota.
I don't know if you can do that. But let's put it this way. They're, to me, and I don't know if you disagree with this, Raheem, I feel good about putting Golden State 2. I do not think there's that much of a gap between the Lakers, the Timberwolves, and the Clippers. I'd put the Lakers probably ahead of those two teams, but I do not think there's much of a gap. Does that make sense? And Houston,
I don't think there's a gap
between.
Team. I honestly, I think Houston's a regular season team, but from what I watched, the manner in which they defended Steph Curry on Sunday night, it was absolutely incredible. I think they're going to be a team that's tough to go. It's going to be tough to go into Houston and beat this team. Like, they held Steph Curry to 1 of 10 shooting. And it was just like probably the worst game of Steph Curry's career. So I don't want to diminish what Houston is going to be able to do. Like, I don't think that they're a team who's going to make a deep run, but I do think that they're a team who, you got to remember, they're going to have home court advantage. And home court advantage in the NBA postseason is probably 4 to 5 points. So, when you hold Steph Curry to 3 points.
Who's a bad matchup for them, Raheem? Houston. Who is a team they wouldn't want to see?
Anybody with an offense, really. But let's just say that they take on the Clippers. Like, I think they have the pieces to throw at Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. You put Amin Thompson on Kawhi Leonard, and what happens? So, I just think that's a tough series. Like, I think anybody who plays Houston is in for a tough series. Now, Houston's offense is probably not built for the postseason, but couldn't they be a team who wins every home game?
Maybe.
So, I think it's kind of very tough to rank these teams. I think it's going to be all matchups, and it would not surprise me if Houston won a playoff series.
Well, Houston's certainly getting no market love here.
And then you look at the Clippers, and they have Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, who's played really well, but James Harden in the postseason, hide the women and children. I don't need to tell you guys that as fans of the Philadelphia 76ers, but kind of was set up that way. Now, here's my question to you, DeBundo. You are going to parachute in and hop on a team, right? I don't know if you're going to make a bet. I don't know if you're looking for a team to take you on a ride. We're taking OKC out of it. Can't take them. We're taking Boston out of it. Obviously, can't take them. Refuse. Cleveland, I'm not even going to allow you to take them because odds are they're probably going to find their way into the conference finals with relative ease. Probably. Who is the team that you have lined up that maybe you either want an endorsement from us or you want us to, kind of steer you away? Who is that team?
Yeah, the team right now is the Clippers. I'm Clippers curious, and I know that like we've been down this road before.
That's Raheem.
I'm on
you
Twitter.
Specifically have been down this road before.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter enough to know that like the Clippers enter the season usually with the third best odds to win the title, and then by midseason they're 500 and Kawhi's on the back of a milk carton. But if he's healthy now, and they're playing well now, are they not the team?
43-1, Raheem.
All right,
because the way I see it, there's one dominant team in the West, and there's kind of two in the East. And none of these teams look very good to me, just at the face value of it. And if you have to go through two potential juggernauts, I'd rather take my chances with going through one with OKC in a deeper conference where they could get picked off. I'm not saying they will, but like they could. And so like, yeah, Indiana, New York, Milwaukee, no thanks. But like, there's no way Dame's coming back, right?
Even if he does, I don't care. That team doesn't play a wicked defense.
So it's got to be the West. And I'm looking at the odds, and I see Warriors, which I did get in on when they traded for Butler. So I guess the Warriors are kind of my team. But are the Clippers actually worse than the Nuggets or the Warriors or the Lakers at full strength? To be 15-1, I know they could be in the play-in, but the play-in might not be that bad because if you're the 7, right, you get Houston, and then you avoid OKC for 2 rounds. I don't know. Am I falling for the trap? Am I falling for the trap with Kawhi here?
I totally understand the perspective. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. You look over the last 2 weeks, they are third in offensive rating, 124 points per 100 possessions, first in defensive rating. They've been a top 5 defense all year, 4th at defensive rating. So I understand that. And if you look at James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, when they're on the court together, they have a plus 13.6 net rating. 97.
That's incredible.
Yeah. All that is incredible. But the problem is, we all know, playoff James Harden, he tends to turn the ball over. He's not the same guy. He completely falls apart. And then Kawhi Leonard, for whatever reason, he can't stay healthy for an extended period.
Are you going to be surprised, DeBundo and Raheem? That's an excellent point, Raheem. If we start a playoff series and Kawhi Leonard drops 35 points in game 1 and the Clippers win the series, and then he's out for game 2, and then he's out for game 3, and then he might play in game 4 and come back, and then he's compromised. Don't you kind of know how that's going to go, AD?
But here's the thing. I'm chasing ceiling here. So, like, they're not going to win if he's just okay. They're not going to win if he's hurt. But if he somehow pulls this inside straight, 15-1 to win the West is like probably that was the team that jumped out to me. I don't have the scar tissue because I've never done it before.
Yeah, I totally understand. See, I have the scar tissue because for me, and I have the scar tissue not just from Kawhi Leonard, I have it from James Harden. You were a Sixers fan.
Yeah.
You'll see James Harden.
I never bought into those Sixers the same way, but
no, but
maybe a little. Game 5 against Boston.
Even if you never bought in, James Harden, he has 45 in the game winner in game 1. He has 45 in the game winner in game 4. They could close the thing out in game 6, and James Harden just completely no shows. They're up. They're up at home. So it's just like there's the scar tissue from that. And then even, let's just say Kawhi Leonard is playing. There's moments in these games where a lot of times he's compromised. And at the end of the game, he's short on his jumper. To me, I'm at the point now when it comes to the Los Angeles Clippers where I'd rather miss the opportunity to make money than lose money backing these guys.